I am Divya. I am pursuing MSc second year at PGTAU, Rajendra Nagar. Today I am presenting my research work titled Resistant and Digestible Starch Content of Millet Based versus Low GI Rice Based Balanced Meals as per ICMR NIN Recommended Dietary Guidelines 2024 for adult men. Introduction: the dietary carbohydrate quality is the critical modulator for the postprandial glycemic response and diabetes risk. While among carbohydrate components, resistant starch and digestible starch are the considered important indicators of the carbohydrate quality, and millets are the widely promoted as healthier alternatives to rice. However, the modern processing methods such as dehulling, polishing and fine grinding may modify the grain structure and alter the starch accessibility. Mostly previous studies have evaluated that mostly on individual grains rather than the Indian based balanced composite meals, and therefore the evaluating the starch quality within a practical meal context becomes very essential for this. And my objectives are to estimate the resistant starch and digestible starch in modern processed millet based composite meals, and second one, to compare the starch fractions of foxtail, brown top, little millet, proso and kodo millet based balanced composite meals with Telangana Sona rice variety based composite meal. Because I have chosen the low GI rice variety, that is Telangana Sona RNR 15048, and to align the meal plan with the ICMR NIN 2024 recommended dietary guidelines. And to support this work, the relevant literature review was reviewed here. Previous controlled dietary studies have shown that the resistant starch improves insulin sensitivity by around 10 to 20%. Millet-based foods generally exhibit moderate glycemic index values between 54 to 62, while polished white rice shows above values 70. And analytical study reports resistant starch levels of 3 to 5% in millets and compared to 1 to 2% in the rice. And additionally, processing methods such as polishing and milling can reduce the resistant starch by approximately 5 to 15%. And despite these findings, research evaluating starch quality within composite balanced meals remains unlimited. And based on this background, the following methodology was adopted. First, procurement of raw materials, that is 5 types of millets I have picked. First one, foxtail millet, proso, kodo, brown top millet and little millet. And comparison with the millets, I have chosen the Telangana Sona rice variety was procured. And with that, composite balanced meals were formulated according to the ICMR NIN dietary guidelines, which is consists of 75 grams of cereal and 30 grams of dal, 10 grams of cooking oil, 50 grams of non-starchy vegetable with 150 ml of curd and 100 gram for fruit. And these are all the raw weights. After that, I have prepared the meal and I have done moisture estimation with hot air oven by following the AOAC analytical methods 2016. Later, I have done defatted those moisture samples. Then I have done resistant and digestible starch analysis with enzymatic method using the pancreatic amylase megazyme kit. And later, the statistical analysis was done in one-way ANOVA with significance of 0.05. And these are the pictures. These are the images represent the standardized balanced composite meal prepared according to the ICMR NIN dietary guidelines. Then each millet included cereal-based pulse component, vegetable and fat source to reflect the realistic Indian dietary pattern. These standardized meal models allowed evaluation of starch quality within the practical dietary context rather than the isolated grains. And what the results are? Resistant starch were significantly higher in all millet-based balanced meals compared to the rice-based meal. See, resistant starch in foxtail 3.82%, whereas coming to the rice 2.66%. And foxtail brown top millet meals showed the highest resistant starch values, while rice showed the lowest. The differences observed were statistically significant, indicating the improved carbohydrate quality in millet-based composite meals. Coming to the digestible starch, results are digestible starch showed in a opposite trend, where rice-based meals exhibited the highest digestible starch content within 81.2%, whereas millets, least one is the brown top millet 54.3%. Whereas coming to the discussion, the combination of higher resistant starch and lower digestibility starch in millet-based meals indicates a more flavorable glycemic response. Importantly, modern processing into realistic meal forms did not compromise the metabolic advantage of millets. These findings support that the clinical relevance of millet-based in diabetes management and long-term metabolic health. Grain selection with the balanced meals plays a crucial role determining the carbohydrate quality. Whereas coming to the ranking, the best metabolic impact is brown top in descending trend, brown top, little millet, coarse millet, foxtail and proso. And modern processed millet-based balanced meals demonstrated the superior starch quality compared to the rice-based meals. Whereas resistant starch ranged from 2.98 to 3.82 in millet meals compared to rice 2.66 in rice. Millet meals, among the millets studied, brown top millet showed the most favorable metabolic ranking. These findings support the inclusion of millet-based balanced meals in dietary strategies for diabetes prevention and management. Thank you.